everyone, and happy Friday. Welcome back to Socially Selective. If you haven't heard of us yet, where the fuck have you been? Just kidding. We are a lifestyle podcast. This podcast is brought to you by two funny best friends.
Yes, and their amazing producer, Chava.
And me.
I'm Casey.
And I am Jenny. And welcome back, you guys. Thanks for joining us for Season 2, Episode 18.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Dude, I hope 2022 has been good for everyone, because it's been good to me. And I hope your life is as good as mine. Just kidding. What are we talking about today, Jenny?
Today is all about
hookup culture. Oh, we're getting a little spicy.
It's going to get a little wild.
Okay. I've been wanting to talk about this topic for a while.
Yeah,
I think it's interesting. Remember, even like last season, I was like, we should talk about hookup culture.
Yeah.
We should talk about hookup culture.
But people voted
for other things.
Topics,
yeah.
Which is fine, but we came back to it.
Because we're still going to do it. All right. So I'm going to start off by telling you guys a definition of hookup culture. So
for those of you who don't know,
and if you don't know,
where
you're probably not participating in it.
No. Really true.
You're probably a virgin, and it's fine. Because
Me
sometimes
too.
I wish
That's
I was
okay.
a virgin. Or you're taken, that's true. Or you're in a serious relationship.
I don't participate in hookup culture.
I'm like, oh yeah, people have healthy
Casey's
relationships.
like, only virgins don't hook up. Only virgins. But if you're not a virgin, you're hooking up. No.
You're fucking if you're not a virgin.
What the fuck?
Have you never heard that?
Yeah,
saying?
I have. Yeah,
Where
I
it's
have.
like when they see something really cool, they're like, dude, that fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know?
us in Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's our friends.
So when we were in Hawaii, when
The
we would
boys.
see something that we'd really like,
We wouldn't.
the
our
boys.
friends
So the
would.
boys started doing it, and I think it's stuck in my head. The
We
boys would be
started
like,
saying it too, and I'm like,
dude,
ugh.
that truck fucks, or like
Yeah.
stuff like that. Just
Yeah.
like when they would see like something they really like.
And it was so funny. Every time they would do it, we would crack up.
I
It
think
was
it's
hilarious.
I'm
Do you
gonna
say
start
that?
saying that.
Yeah, it's
You have
funny,
to say
Chava.
it.
Say
You're
it.
gonna be like that photographer.
Fucks. Dude, that guitar player / singer / songwriter
That song I just recorded,
Videographer.
that song fuck.
Yeah,
Then
that's
that's how
so
you say
good. I love that we're starting this. But anyway, back to the definition of hookup culture. Hookup culture accepts and encourages casual sex or sexual encounters, including one-night stands and other related activities, without being emotionally involved or being in a committed relationship.
I think this is big in our generation because a lot of people are afraid to commit.
But
so they're like, you know what? I still want to bang.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have a boyfriend.
And we're not
or
talking about
girlfriend
bang like the drink
or partner.
We're talking about the activity.
Other things. Yeah. And so they're like, you know what? This is just easier. It's more convenient.
And I don't have to commit to you. Yeah.
Hookup culture is easy
Yeah.
because you're getting what you want without committing.
Which is kind of toxic.
It is very toxic, dude. I don't want to be in it anymore.
He's
So
like,
I was like,
I call it quits.
2022, I'm retiring.
Yeah.
No more hookups.
What are you
If
leaving
you
in
want
2021?
this D,
Hookup
you
culture.
better
Hookup culture.
make me your boyfriend.
Ooh, I love it. If you want this D, you better want me to get on one knee.
Yeah. But in our case, V.
If you want this V, I want to see you on one knee. Ooh.
I like that a little more.
Yeah.
I love that.
actually
I
like
love that.
Wow. Should I make that my next Instagram caption? No, I'm kidding, guys.
We wanted to include you guys in this, and so we asked you a couple questions about what you thought about this topic.
Mm-hmm.
And so a couple of you said it's an opportunity for our younger generation, which we discussed previously, to discuss ethical non-monogamy and experiment. So that means, in other words, not commit and, fuck around. And
You get to fuck around, baby.
yeah, and you get to see what you like. Like, let's say
Yeah.
you want to hook up with a girl. And you just want to
See how
that
like.
feels, see if you like it.
Without
It's
committing.
a good time to do that. I think it's a good time in your life to be like, hey,
I think there's a lot of
want...
benefits to it, but also like a lot of cons.
And we'll go into that
Yeah.
too. Yeah. So that was one of the reasons. Something other people wanted to discuss was normalizing talking about STDs, dislikes, likes, and boundaries. I think these are extremely important, especially STDs. And you all know how we
Yes.
feel about STDs. It's too free to not get checked. So if you have something, or if you got a little smell, if you got a little itch, go get checked.
Go get it. Yeah.
Please, baby, because
That's so
I can
scary.
assure you got an STD. Chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, stinky. And so if some smells, or if you got a little wart, ooh.
Oh my god,
Ooh,
stop. You're
you better go get checked. No, and I'm so serious.
Wart's such a scary word.
Like, why would
Just
you
like
want
the word in
to?
general.
Yeah.
Like the
Or
spelling
herpes,
of it
I
too.
guess.
I'm like, ew. Yeah.
That's all we learned in our freaking sex ed class. I didn't learn about actual sex. I just learned about STDs and ugly.
Which is good. I feel like
they showed you how
should.
ugly wieners look with diseases. And I was like, that's supposed to go in somewhere? Because I
Hell
didn't even
no.
know where. Because they didn't teach you that part. They just...
No way. What fucking class is this?
What?
It doesn't sound like a good
And
one.
so I just saw a ton of not hard penises with STDs. And it was disgusting. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. I don't think I need to...
Jenny's like, I never want to sleep with anyone.
No, that's how they're going to look.
They just traumatized me.
She's like, this is
Honestly,
what they look like?
It was extremely traumatizing. Yeah, it was
I'm
disgusting.
taking off my shoes. I'm
Right
sorry.
on.
And so,
was
yeah,
there.
you guys, too free to have an STD. Go get checked. Tell your partners to get checked. Say,
Oh,
hey,
that should be like a.
we're not going to hook up.
Let me see this. Let me see the receipts.
until I see your test.
Yeah.
Can I see a negative STD test? And then you can get this.
Yes.
Or
Yeah,
get
the
that,
V.
whatever.
And like, people should not be offended by that.
No,
like, that
absolutely
should be something
not.
normal. Like,
Yeah.
everyone should be that cautious
Open.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and open.
because it's not just, you're not only putting yourself at risk, but you're putting other people at risk. And why
It's
would you want to do
scary.
that? Yeah, just get tested. Free.
Free 99.
$3.99. Something else people mentioned is that it makes people feel like they can't expect commitment from a partner unless they've been hooking up for months, which is not true. Do you feel that way? Yeah, I feel like
Wait.
you have a different take on it. So people think
Repeat this.
that you have to hook up for months in order to have someone commit to you. And you don't have to give
No.
anybody your cookie.
Like, you can't
I
expect.
do not agree.
Like, let's
Yeah.
say you're hooking up with a girl, and if she's like, oh, what are we after like the first hookup? You're like,
We're
you're
just
kind of
friends.
like, dude, we just hooked up once. You
Yeah.
know, like, you're that kind of guy. It's like, we hooked up once. Chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know
I
where
think
I
this
stand,
person's
dude.
trying to say like
Not for
Im-
months.
No,
okay, I think months is a long time.
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, they're saying you can't expect to or
That
Expect
People-
commitment.
You can't expect commitment until you've been hooking
until you
up a
do
while.
it. Oh no, hell no.
A while.
You
And
don't
I
have to
think
hook up that much to
Yeah.
commit to someone. What do people think the relationship and commitment is all about sex and shit?
it
Yeah.
isn't. Yeah, it isn't.
So
When you know, you know. When you know, you want to commit. If he
And
wanted
so
to,
if
he
you're
would.
hooking up for months and he hasn't committed to you, I think that's
I
a
think
red
that's a
flag.
sign,
I think that's a
sis.
red flag. And it's like, hey, he probably doesn't want that. He wants to keep. This is something my cousins have been saying, and honestly, I've been hanging out too much with them.
Are they boys?
But they, yes,
Oh, okay.
they'll be like, he wants to keep clapping those cheeks without committing. And
I
Hey, that's in the-
I can't. Yeah, so they're like, we're just gonna keep clapping cheeks, and that's it.
That's in the Hookup Bible, baby.
Yeah,
There's
so
a Bible. That's
he's
a verse.
just gonna do that, or she or they are gonna keep hooking up with you,
But they're not going to commit.
but they're
to
not
it.
gonna commit because you've already established that they don't need to commit for you guys to hook up. So I think setting
setting
those
boundaries
boundaries
is
and
so
being like,
important.
oh, we can hook up, but after this, we're gonna have a conversation of what are we.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if their vision of what you guys are does not align with yours,
Maybe you shouldn't be hooking
take a
up,
step
dude.
back and find somebody else to hook up with that is going to commit to you.
That's true.
It gets crazy.
Preach, sister.
Because unless it's not established from the beginning, then that's the ultimate
Yeah.
goal, right?
Yeah.
I agree.
You want to commit to someone.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
It's some people's goal, but other
Right.
people
Everyone's.
just want
But
to
if
clap
it's
those
not, then
cheeks.
you establish it at first.
Yeah,
Because if not, you're going to go around just... you
for
know,
months.
and just ¿cómo se dice? Like playing with people, you know, because
Yeah.
you're not being clear with your intentions.
Yeah, I would agree.
This is stressing me out already.
Also, someone mentioned that it's replacing intimacy with sex. Love and lust are not the same, but people often confuse the two. Yeah.
And I think I do this a lot too, because I'm like, oh my god, I really like this guy.
You're so attractive.
Yeah, and then I
get
sleep
butterflies.
Yeah, and then I sleep with him, and I'm like, oh, I'm over it.
You're
like,
I got the ick.
yeah, not like the ick, but like I just get bored, and I think I'm like, oh my god, I like him so much, and then I get what I want, and I'm like, okay, I just wanted to sleep with him.
And I think maybe that's you making like the idea of them, so you're in love with the idea of them, and you're lusting for them. But once they give it to you,
and I'm like, oh wait, this is not what I imagined.
You're like, oh, I don't lust for this, and I don't love you.
Oh, this is not what I was thinking it would be like.
But yeah, lust, I think for people that don't know, that's just being sexually attracted to someone. Like when you get those butterflies, when you get, you know, hot for someone, you're like, oh my God, you're so sexy. Like I just want to jump your bones or whatever.
Yeah.
That's lust. And loving someone, you don't need to have sex to love someone. And if you think that you need to give sex in order to receive love,
oh, that's so sad.
You need to think about that. And think about why you feel that way, because that's not true. You don't need to ever have sex with someone in order to receive love.
That's preach it. Sister. I'm like, yeah, keep going.
He's like,
yes, snapping over here. But
what
you
are
guys,
some pros?
Yeah,
Casey?
there are some pros to this hookup culture thing. One pro is that you get to experiment, like we were saying. You get to like see what you like,
to taste the waters.
Yeah, taste the rainbow, baby. See what you like.
See what you don't like.
Yeah, there's no strings attached with this. So if you don't like something, sometimes, but make it clear. If
I think it can get murky if you don't, like we mentioned, establish those boundaries.
Communicate.
Like in the beginning, you're like, hey, I just want to be friends with benefits. Is that cool with you? Yeah. And if they're not cool with that, maybe you should find somebody else that's going to give you that. Because there are people out there that will do that.
Yeah, there's plenty of people out there that will.
It just depends what
people want.
Yeah,
and who you're talking to. Another benefit is that you get to meet new people, start new friendships. So like, let's say you do just have a hookup buddy, but you're great friends with them.
Stay friends.
That's like a friendship that you established right there, and
that is beautiful. True. Yeah, that is cute.
You're like, wow,
I do agree with that one. Yeah, that's true. You do hook up if you don't end on a bad note.
Yeah, though. And I mean, sometimes you will end up on a bad note, but when you don't, you have a new friend.
Yeah.
And it's overall a good learning experience. And I say this all the time. I feel like everyone has to go through I call it a hoe phase, but it should be more like
and it's okay to be a hoe.
Oh, 100%.
Being a hoe is not a bad thing. And that's something that we're going to normalize 2022. Everyone should be a hoe.
And I don't think we should even call it a hoe.
And you should be proud to be a hoe.
Yeah.
You guys can be a hoe without me, honestly.
Well, we're not, I mean, I can't be a hoe.
I'm trying to be a hoe this year, honestly.
I'll be a hoe for Julio.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't call it being a hoe.
Well,
maybe
I agree with you.
Call it experimentation.
Without me.
Chava's like, I agree for people to have hoe faces, but I don't want to be a hoe.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
I had it.
A hoe no
and
more.
it's been a good ride, but I'm not trying to be in it anymore.
But I think we should call it an experiment phase. I don't think it should be like a hoe phase. Like if everyone,
it's not a whole life.
Yeah,
it's not a whole life. It's just a whole phase.
Not a whole life.
Yeah.
We're not trying to. I mean, unless that fulfills you, I don't know.
Unless that's what you want, be a hoe for the rest of your life. But experiment, see what you like, because who knows? Maybe one day you'll end up married with children, and then you're gonna look back and be like, "Dang, I didn't really get it to experiment," and that's gonna weigh in your relationship too, you know. So get it out of your system now while you can. And if you're in your 40s or 50s and you still need a hoe phase, go have a hoe phase.
Yeah, get on Tinder, get on
go
Match.
Do your thing, sis.
Have fun. Yeah. But always be safe. Use protection.
Use protection.
Don't have a baby if you don't want to have a baby. Just figure it out. Don't spread STDs.
Don't sleep with someone's dad or boyfriend or girlfriend.
Hey, why not?
But you guys,
I think that's so bad. You'd want to hook up with someone's mom.
I know someone's mom you want to hook up with.
Yeah.
Should we say it on here? You think she listens?
No, don't.
She knows too.
Please don't.
Because that's a fetish.
It is a fetish. Dude, honestly, I'd hook up with someone's dad.
If he's a hot dad.
If he's a hot dad, 100%.
I hooked up with somebody's mom before.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's cool. Like, ooh. Was it your friend though?
Somebody's freaking wife too.
Oh no.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Chava was the Sancho.
Oh my god.
And for those of you who don't know.
Do you know what the craziest part is?
What?
She's dead now.
Oh, that took a dark turn.
Make that dark, but she is.
Dude, why?
What happened to her?
COVID.
Oh. Wow, that's sad. That's sad.
That is so
You know what? At least while she was alive, she was living. She was having a hoe phase while she had a husband. And so she was living her best life.
You knew she had a husband.
Did I not tell you a story? I feel like
I don't think that you did.
No.
You didn't say that she was married.
Wait, math teacher story? No.
No. Probably on your
Whoa,
podcast.
Are you serious?
Did you tell this on your podcast? If you guys want to listen to the story.
I probably don't want to share this story.
Oh, no,
actually.
no. Then don't.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get into the cons of hookup culture, which are a lot. Attachment issues. If you didn't establish those boundaries, you might get attached, and you
will get attached.
Yes, it's hard to separate feelings
when you're sleeping.
When
with
you're
someone.
so intimate with someone. You're
it's
sharing.
So intimate. It's the most intimate you can
sharing
be.
your body with someone. That's such a beautiful thing, and it creates attachment
sex
issues.
Is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it
so
is.
If you're making beautiful memories, you're gonna get attached.
You're gonna get attached. You're gonna be like, remember when we had sex
on
here?
The beach and it was so fun. Or remember when we had sex at the gym?
Oh my goodness.
And it was so fun.
Another con is, as we said, STDs. It's risky. You could be putting your health at risk.
Ugh.
You could be catching something that won't go away.
Life-threatening too.
Yeah.
So.
You can get HIV. But the little ones, you can clean those. But I mean, still don't spread those. Don't spread those. You're going to be stinky. Yeah. And then sometimes when you have hookups, they're a little meaningless. And sometimes you feel a little empty after that. And so that emptiness of hookup culture, not fun.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
It really is.
You're like, why,
the worst is
why did I do that?
Yeah. When you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Like that.
And you shouldn't. It makes me sad because you should never regret something that you did. In the moment you liked it. So guess what? It's fine. But regret is a con.
Yeah.
And can happen.
It's sad.
To the best of us.
So those are just some cons, you know. A few of the many that there is with this.
There were a lot.
We also asked you guys a couple questions on Insta, and the first one was
we did some polls.
Yeah, and these were actually really fun to see what everyone was saying.
Yeah.
The first question was, does the "what are we" talk come before or after hooking up? Personally, I think it should come before.
I put before as well.
But only, I mean, this was pretty close. 44% of you said before and 56% said after.
So it's half and half.
Yeah. What did you say, Chava? What did you vote?
I didn't actually vote on that, but
what do you vote now?
I vote.
What do you usually do when you hook up with someone? Do you usually like have that talk?
Chava's like, after?
He's like, I don't
all.
ever have that talk. Yeah.
A third option, we don't have the talk.
I think it would be ideal to do it before, but who's doing it before, dude?
Mature people who want relationships.
And that goes back to what are you looking for?
Before sex? Yeah, if you're dating, like let's say you go on a couple dates and you both really like each other and you're like, so like what is this? Like what are we doing?
What do you want to get out of this? Do you want a relationship? A friend with benefit?
I think that's a normal
baby
thing
mama.
To say.
A baby daddy.
A sugar mama.
Sugar daddy.
Stepdad.
Yeah.
I'll be a stepmom for someone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
I think
it hasn't happened to me like that, but maybe it's
I
the
I
right
think it's the right move to talk about it before.
But wait, what if they don't align with what you want? So you're just not gonna hook up?
You could still hook up, but just know,
be aware.
Know that there's not going to be more than just the hookup.
Right.
That's why
it's more to protect yourself.
Opening up the conversation lets you know everyone's expectation.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also think sometimes hooking up is, you meet someone at the bar and then.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. You're not going to have the talk because you're both wasted.
We're talking about hooking up, no?
Yeah.
We're not dating.
That's true. That's true. That's a valid point. Maybe it's hard
That's
to have the talk.
That's why I'm like, well, I'm not gonna,
at the bar, you're like, do you
and then
want
have that talk because this is
be my wife?
You want to know? Some guy actually messaged me and was like, "This is a dumbass question," and I said, "And you're a dumbass boy, so fuck off."
What did he say to that?
He did say
he
that.
said, "I want something serious with you. Why can't we work towards something?"
Ew, he said that.
What?
Literally, he said that to you after saying it's a dumbass question.
I will take screenshots and post it on my close friends again. If you guys, if you're on my close friends. A1 entertainment.
It gets spicy.
A1
bro,
entertainment.
you took an L on that one.
He did.
You're a loser
never
for that,
speaking
bro.
to that man again. But I mean, I can see why he would think this is a dumbass question because there are like you said.
No, that was a valid. But he didn't have to say it that way. You don't have to be disrespectful.
He was
like
super
that.
freaking rude. But
ugly. Ew.
I can see why it's confusing and like the whole "what are we?" But let's say the scenario is you meet your gym crush. You and your gym crush start hooking up. Are you going to ask her, like, wait, what is this before you sleep with her or after you sleep with her?
You know, and in that scenario,
I
you'd
wouldn't
probably sleep with her.
Yeah.
Or
You think
him.
you'd sleep with her first and then be like, what is going on?
Yeah. Probably.
Okay. That makes sense.
Just because I know me.
Yeah. Yeah, that
I
makes
know
sense.
myself.
Mm-hmm.
It could be both, you guys. There's no right answer for that. That's why it was so 50.
Yeah,
50,
it was
50.
very in the middle.
Yeah. Our next question was, are you okay with your hookup buddy having other sexual partners?
Ooh.
Yeah. This one was saucy.
I'm surprised at these results.
Yeah,
honestly.
so
What is it?
58% said no. I only want you to hook up with
Okay.
me.
Yes.
That is surprising.
And 42% said, yeah, go ahead and fuck around.
I didn't think
What?
this many people would be okay with it.
I know, me neither.
Okay, so in theory, people say it's fine. They're like, fuck yeah. Like, if I'm
I
having
don't
sex with other
care.
people,
Yeah.
he can have sex with other people or whatever. But when it comes down to like
Chava's
real
like,
life, it's going to hurt your
gonna hurt-
feelings.
yeah,
it's
you're
going to
gonna be
hurt your
upset.
feelings.
And
Yeah.
also
wait,
think
I
about
thought
how
we
STDs.
could mess with other people, but I thought, only I can mess with other
Exactly.
Yeah, not you.
And I was going to say that.
But also, I feel like if I was in that situation, I don't even think I would want to have multiple sexual partners. Like, I'd be so scared to like catch something because
Yeah,
it's like
to give
two
it to
different
anybody.
bodies, dude.
But if they are also...
That's just like, and they're also sleeping with other people. Are
Yeah,
you
it's
kidding me?
And they're sleeping with
No.
other people. It gets a little messy, but...
It's a little toxic,
What can
if you
you do?
ask
Yeah.
me. Okay, and our last question was, do you think people are able to have casual sex without getting attached / catch feelings? Again, I was very surprised. Actually, I wasn't surprised about this one. 45% of you said yes. It's totally normal to have sex and not catch feelings. And 55% said no. I said no because I know I catch feelings every time.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. As much as you want to be like a cold-hearted person or just not care, you do care.
You do care.
You got feelings. Lots of
I
feelings.
think if anyone can pull that off, it's definitely guys.
The whole hooking up without
And you
catching
think
feelings?
so?
I think so.
But
for
realistic,
sure.
like it doesn't hurt you?
You can just do it out of
Just like because
physical needs rather than emotional.
Oh.
So you think that makes me kind of sad.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
made me a
we
little
are sad creatures, dude. Honestly.
Yeah. As soon as you
Because
said
when
that, I
you
was
wanna,
like, aw.
because when you wanna get it on, it's like
They're
you wanna
only
get it
using you
on.
for
Like
a
you don't even
release.
care if it's whatever.
Not
Honestly,
for you.
Oh my god.
it's sad, but
That's
it's,
disgusting.
depressing. So just keep that
it
in
is a
mind.
reality.
So ladies, watch your men.
Ladies, men
For real.
ain't shit.
That makes
Because
me
guys,
nervous.
I think guys will regret.
that actually makes me a little nervous. I'm like, ugh.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't even have a boyfriend.
I mean,
I'm
have you
nervous.
ever
Casey's like, so this is what people think of me.
I'm like, oh my god.
I'm just an object.
have you
I'm
ever
just
heard
an
of like
object.
post sex?
Post-nut?
Yeah, post.
You can say post nut.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of it? You have.
Can
right?
you explain? I actually don't know what that is.
Sometimes after sex, you can just start to think about your life and like your life choices, because it's almost like
It's almost when you wake up hungover and you're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
because you're not
Wow.
Yeah.
you basically you don't really have control over your actions
When
because
you're
While you're in the
when
act.
you're horny like that, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my god,
Wow.
men are like
I heard-
wild.
That's very animal.
I heard
Yeah.
yeah.
I know. I was like,
I
As
heard
you were
somebody-
describing that, I was like a tiger
I heard
killing its prey.
I heard somebody put it like this. It's almost like you're in a bus. You're in the back seat of the bus. The driver is speeding, is driving recklessly,
Yeah.
and you have no control over
Of where
he's
what he's
going.
doing.
You're just like riding in the back seat.
Just chilling.
is it
Man.
really like that for you guys?
Yep.
I always wonder. Sometimes I wish I could like trade bodies for a day.
Freaking
I
animals,
actually
dude.
heard this podcast on what guys actually think during sex, and it said that
What
guys
is
don't
it?
ever like think like you know how girls get super like, oh my god, is he gonna see my stretch marks? Do I
Yeah.
look fat at this angle? Guys are just there for the ride. They're like, I'm just happy to
is
be
a
having
good
sex
time.
with someone. Yeah.
Dude,
Exactly. Yeah,
That
they're
is
not even
so
looking at your
true.
So
stretch
yeah, I
marks.
don't even know what's
dude.
going on.
They're
And
just kind of like,
sometimes-
thanks for like letting me hit it. I
Here-
guess.
So that might be good and bad because
Yeah.
that puts a little less pressure on females.
girls,
Like,
yeah.
hey, he's not really looking at your insecurities.
Oh yeah. No, we
But
don't
on the
care.
other end, it's sad because he doesn't really.
He doesn't
care.
really care for you.
Yeah.
You want to know
So-
something? The crazy thing is, sometimes a guy will be having sex, and he's thinking about everything that he can think of
But
that is not sex. He
You're
doesn't
thinking
want
like
to
a
be in the
sandwich?
moment, because you know what happens when you're in the moment
oh,
too
you
much.
just
You
finished.
fall
You
in love.
finish.
Oh.
You finish.
Jenny says you fall in
I was
love.
And
Fall
I
in love
remember
with someone?
finding this out when I was younger.
Oh.
I was
So
like,
now
oh, no.
during you think of anything, you're like SpongeBob.
Dude,
sandwich,
sometimes I think
macaroni
about
and
fucking
cheese.
the devil, just to like, or like I think about
And dude, you want
soccer or shit like that, like the
oh,
most random
how
shit.
many sessions do I have this week? Or
Right,
like how many
like, you just
photos
try
have
to
to
not.
edit? Like
You just try to not, because if you do, it's over.
it's game over. And you
Oh,
know, for
wow.
girls, I feel like girls are like in the moment, obviously, but you have to like mentally get in the moment
You
too. Like
do.
your brain
Yeah.
can't
You
need
be
both.
doing what
Yeah.
your brain is doing. It has
Yeah.
to be
Like I
in
can't just
it.
be like,
Oh,
what am
tomorrow I
gonna
have
do
class and
tomorrow?
tomorrow I have this.
Because
No,
if not, it's not going to be a good time for anybody.
no, you literally have to like be in the. It's so
Yeah.
funny how we're so
That's
different.
very different. That's interesting to find
Yeah,
out,
it's,
because I didn't know that.
It's a scary world.
Well,
out
now
there.
it makes me feel kind of like I don't want to have
Now
sex
I'm like,
with you.
so nobody cares?
Yeah.
So you
Jenny's
don't care
gonna
about
go home and be like, Julio, so do you,
you
know,
don't
you don't
care
think
about
of
the
me?
lingerie that I wear?
You don't think of me when
My
we're-
hair doesn't even matter?
Hey, he can pretend that he likes it, but honestly, deep down,
No,
I
he's
think
honest. Well,
every
Oh.
guy's just like, we don't care.
You don't care. And
It's
so I
nice
also
to
heard
know.
from this guy that, so I went on this date and I was like, he was asking me my type and I was like, tall, dark, and handsome, to tattoos maybe, and an athlete. And I was like, what's your type? And he's like, honestly, any girl that's into me. That's what he said.
That is true, though.
I know. And I was,
that's so sad.
and I was like, what?
You have no standards?
Yeah, I was like, you don't have a type? And he goes, no, I mean, there's girls that I'm
Depends what
physically
kind of guy you
attracted to. But he's like, if a girl's attracted to me, fuck, I'm all in. And I was like,
Aw.
That's most guys, but
You feel
there's
that
a
way?
certain type of guy that can be picky.
like the top notch guys. I mean, he was a hottie. Like he pulls girls, but I was like, dude,
That's it?
no.
That's
That's the
surprising.
only requirement.
Like
they need
you-
to like you?
Yeah, I'm like, no, you should.
I'm sure that was a lie, though.
You think
I'm sure he was just
like,
saying that.
I'm sure subconsciously he has a type.
He
Oh,
does
100%.
Like it's
have
easy to say,
100%.
I don't have a
standards, too.
type.
And
Yeah.
standards. You can
Yeah.
just not have standards.
But then you look at the
unless-
people that he dated, let's say,
And they're all
you all
hotties.
probably
Yeah,
look
the
similar.
same.
Yeah, but I can see that with some guys. You know, whoever,
That's so
Whoever's into
interesting.
me.
whoever's
Oh my
into
goodness.
me, that's where I'm at.
Is that how you think too?
No, we don't.
Not anymore. At some point,
Oh,
honest-
that's true,
at some
because
point,
Chava's the
He's-
pickiest man
No.
I've ever
Picky.
met.
I am picky now, honestly. But at some point, it was like, I mean, I'm trying to get at the girls I like, and they don't like me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so it's like,
You're like, I'll take whatever, I guess.
I'll
So-
take the scraps
Who
over
wants to hang out?
so, you know, some girls are just out of your league, or they're just not into you. So
That's interesting. That's funny to think about. And I'm over here like, no, you have to look a certain way, and then I'll go on a date with you.
Casey's very about appearance, and that's okay. Because
Yeah.
you have a type.
that's fine.
Okay, so our listeners wanted us to,
To share some funny hookup,
a
our
funny
personal
hookup story. Yeah,
Chava, do you have
I guess
one?
I have one now.
Ooh, okay.
I thought I had
spill.
told you guys that. I'll keep
I don't
this
think you
short.
had.
So she used to be my fuck.
Oh, think of another story.
Let me think who's gonna
Do you
listen
want-
to this.
No, don't say like anything that's identifying.
No, it's in Mexico.
Oh, then it's fine. Who's gonna listen to this?
Yeah, probably not. Okay, I'll go. For it.
I was like,
I'll-
like,
I usually tell this story like so proudly. I'm like, yeah, I did that, bro.
yeah.
So when I moved here when I was 18.
yeah,
Went back to visit a year later,
yeah.
and when I went back, went to my school, to my
Your
high
old
school,
school.
right?
Okay.
Nice.
Saw my teacher, right? She was my teacher. She used to be my math teacher.
Oh no.
And she gave me this piece of paper. Like, we shook hands. She gave me a piece of paper with her number, you know?
And you thought it was
Okay.
money, probably.
It's her number. So
I
I'm
would be
gonna,
like, yes.
She gave me 20.
it's her number, so I'm going to text her, right? So we started texting back and forth. And
Did
this-
you get excited when she handed you her number? You were like, hell yeah.
I was
Did you
like,
get
yeah.
the vibe that it was gonna be sexy?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Oh,
And this one day,
yeah.
I'm in Mexico. You tend to just drive around your car and cruise around, right? So
I
I was
know
doing that, and it's raining, pouring rain. I'm driving through the road, and then I pass by her house, and she's outside doing something, you know.
Yeah.
And so, oh, fucking crazy! I just
What
saw
are
you,
doing?
you know. And then she's like, yeah, I'm just here, and my husband's out drinking, and she's like, you want to come over? I'm like,
No,
yeah,
it was that
fucking
easy.
Turn right around, right? I go. And
You were that ballsy?
I was so scared, dude, but I went in.
I know. I was like, I was
what
so
did he kill?
nervous.
You could have gotten
So
murdered.
think about
I'd be so
this.
nervous.
Husband is out drinking.
Yeah.
I guess they were going through like a divorce
Some
and stuff.
yeah.
And husband's out drinking. I go into the house and shit happens. I leave and then eventually she's trying to do it again. And I was just so
She's like, I had a really good
She
time.
wanted to
scared.
do it again.
Yeah, dude. And I don't know. I don't even know why. Fucking.
Did she have kids?
Yeah, she had.
Were they there?
She had one at the time. And yes, one of them was there. But
No.
they were little.
Like a baby?
She was probably like, I don't know, 5 or 6.
Oh my god.
Aw,
Yeah, it was crazy, dude.
That's
was
so
crazy.
crazy.
And then, yeah, it happened.
Imagine she wakes up and she's like, Papi, vino otro hombre.
Huh.
Oh my
Imagine.
god.
Yeah. She's like, where's my other daddy?
It was crazy. It was quick, but it was crazy.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
That is so scary.
I did
that is-
One of our
Scary.
listeners had a similar experience.
Which
It's
one?
someone's boyfriend. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get to share it. Maybe I'll share that as my story.
Is your story? But so my funny hookup story. So the first time I ever went to San Diego, dude, San Diego, I'm always having the best time of my life. I'm always finding the hottest.
Casey thrives and
Dude, I do.
When was the first time you went?
The first time I went out there, I think it was 2018. So I had just turned. No, I was in 21. I think I was turning 22. No. So it was 2019.
Right on.
2019 or 2020, I don't remember, but I remember being single that summer, so no one come at me. But so I went out to San Diego with a couple of girlfriends and then 2 of my guy friends. And so our last night there, we went out to this bar called El Chingon, where they play like Bad Bunny, you know,
Yeah.
Spanish music. So we were in
Spanish
line.
trap.
Spanish trap, yeah. We were in line and we were pre-gaming. We had like little bottles of vodka. It was like a vodka one and then like a chaser. And so I was taking a shot and I like took the chaser and these baseball players walked by. And one of them goes, "Ooh, looking so good." And I was like, "Yeah, why don't you come get a taste?" It was just like super ballsy,
Yeah.
you know? Like, you know how I get.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Oh, I'm gonna
Especially
fuck
after a
whatever."
couple
Oh,
drinks,
we
Casey's
know.
like, oh yeah.
I'll flirt.
We know how you get.
Hardcore.
I'll flirt my life
Trevor's like,
away.
I know firsthand.
But anyway, so he was like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like after he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh no." And so we get into the bar, and they end up playing baseball for some team in Miami. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And they had a table at the bar, and he was like, "Come up," and I was like, "Okay." And there I am going
Absolutely.
up there.
I'm gonna drink your
we're
drinks.
dancing all night. I'm like feeling him up. He's feeling me up. And then I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go home. You can either come with me or you can stay." And he said, "I'm gonna go with you."
Oh.
And so
I love that.
we
my
go
God.
back to the Airbnb, you guys. So we go into my room. We're getting frisky. Clothes is off. I'm going down on him.
And then,
And
where's
when
the funny
I'm
in
going
this?
down, I'm squatting. Okay, I don't even know how to like explain it.
Please don't do it. Just say
Chava's getting jealous. But I'm like going down on him while in like the squat position. I think his penis hit the back of my throat a certain way. And I gagged. I was like, but as I gagged, I farted at the same
Oh
time.
my god, bro.
I know it was loud enough for both of
Oh,
us to hear,
Jesus.
but neither one of us brought it up the entire time in my head.
He's just like, forget about it.
I was like,
Oh my. I was waiting. I was like, where's the funny in this? That shit is hilarious.
I never saw that man again. He ended up actually being married and having a baby back in Miami. And I told the wife.
Good for him.
You told her?
I did tell
What
her.
did she
Why
say?
would you
She didn't
tell
believe.
her?
What do you fucking mean? Why wouldn't I tell
Oh,
her?
he was married. At
He
the
was
time.
married.
Oh, damn.
He
okay.
was married and just had a baby.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I
And he
said, "Hey,
cheated on
you're a
his
man out
wife.
in," and I'm from Nevada, so I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not just some random girl that found you. Like, I don't even know who your man is.
Yeah.
And he was a baseball player,
Yes.
When she probably thought you.
like a big time baseball player. Or?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, but she didn't believe me, and I was like, you know what? Be
Whatever.
stupid. You
Yeah.
looked like a fool. But anyway, I farted on
He's
him.
the fool. It's not her, it's him.
It's
That
him.
is
I think we often
hilarious,
blame the
dude.
person getting cheated on, and I don't think that's right. It's the fault of the cheater, not her fault.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's to blame.
Yeah, but I mean, she obviously doesn't care.
She decides to be
So-
with him. But yeah, that was my story.
That's so
funny, dude.
great. That's
I
so
literally
funny.
farted.
That is so
I
funny.
cannot. Okay, we're gonna get into sharing listener stories. I'm gonna
We have some
bow out of sharing
not
a
gonna
story.
share
Jenny's
anything?
not gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, not today.
That's fine.
Probably not ever. It's just not me anymore.
Right.
Probably
I'm
not
trying
ever.
to follow your steps, Jenny.
Thank you.
I'm serious though. I don't even know that you guys think I'm serious
About what?
about just leaving the hookup.
I
We believe you.
I believe you.
You
'cause
do?
I'm not
Okay,
the
fine.
last one.
I think you don't believe yourself.
After
I think that's what you're
Yeah.
like, guys. I swear I'm gonna stop.
and we're
looking
like,
at.
seriously, like, okay, that's fine.
Honestly, I think
So
I've
is
been-
your next hookup gonna be with your
It's
girlfriend?
gonna be my wife.
Good. I love that.
I
That's-
love that.
I don't think my next hookup will be my husband,
just
but
joking.
I think it'll be like my
It probably won't be my wife.
Casey's like
but-
maybe like the third one
yeah,
or the fourth one.
or maybe I'll just like, but I want to like date someone to hook up with them. You know, like I mean, I've had plenty of opportunities lately where I could just go and
Randos.
sleep. Yeah, but I don't want to. I'm like, you think you're gonna get this for
No.
free? Nope.
You're not gonna take me on a date?
You're not gonna take me to sushi
To
at
dinner?
least. All right, our first story is gonna be told by
crazy.
Miss Jenny.
Yes. Our listeners
is such a
sent
good
us
one.
their best hookup story.
I'm gonna go to the
or
restaurant
worse.
one you said.
Okay.
so
Well, you don't want to listen to
Go
this?
ahead. It's okay. You can listen to the
I'm
podcast.
I really have to go.
Okay.
Oh god.
I'll wait till after you get out.
Oh no, please don't.
Oh, okay.
Just say it. I'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Our listener story goes, and she is a 24-year-old female. The
She's a
best
queen.
hookup story I have had happened this last year in 2021. I had this famous TikTok guy on IG, and we had been DMing for a little. Nothing serious though, because I don't know where he lived. Just thought he was fine. Fast forward a couple months, and it's my first day in New York, and Mr. Famous TikTok guy DMs me, welcoming me to his city. Oh,
Yes, it was meant to
Bitch.
be. It was meant to be.
in my head, I was like, ooh, it's a wrap. Anyways, he asks for my number, and we start texting. Later that day, he invites me for a drink.
I love that.
He picked me up, and when we started speaking, I melted.
Oh my god.
His New York accent
I
was
see,
a
yeah.
chef's kiss. He showed me around Queens, Brooklyn, literally the perfect tour guide. Then we went to this rooftop bar with a gorgeous view, and after we were a few drinks in at the bar, we walked along the sidewalk near a park with another great view of the city skyline. We reached the end of the sidewalk that led to this awesome dock over the water, and that's when he gave me a kiss. Ah, I know, this is so cute. We hopped back in his car after that sexy ass kiss. And at this point, I think we're both just hot.
Hot and bothered.
As we're driving, I see hella smoke coming out of the ground, and I ask him, oh my God, what is that? He proceeds to say, it's a bomb. It's going to go off any minute now. We got to get inside where it's safe. Obviously, I knew he was lying, but I went along with it, and I was like, oh no, drive faster. It's only my first night in New York, and I don't want to die right now. He said, don't worry, babe. I'm going to keep you safe.
Oh, I love that.
He parks the car.
So smooth.
I
I'm like,
know.
Yes, I'm so.
He parks the car, and we literally run like we're running for our lives to my place. Once we get inside, we immediately start making out and taking our clothes off. And well, bada bing, bada boom. The bomb definitely went off.
I love it.
It was some of the best sex of my life. I'm not even going to lie. We're laying in bed, and eventually the smoke from under the ground that I saw comes back to mind, and I ask him, what actually was that? And he's like, oh, it's just the smoke from the subway. We both start cracking up, and it was just perfect. Before he leaves, he invited me to sit at a table for a grand opening at this new brunch place in town that he's a promoter for. So I go, I had so much fun, ate the yummiest food, got fucked up. Met the best people, including other famous TikTokers. And it was
So
all
fun.
for free. She said it was the greatest hookup ever.
That sounds like a freaking love story.
I know. It was such
I'm like
in
living
detail.
through
Thank you
her.
for sending
I know, such
that.
a great story.
Yeah, it was a beautiful story.
Literally, I'm like living through.
That's like
you.
a girl's dream to go to New York and just
meet this fine man that's gonna take you on a date
I
to
thought
show you
that
around
was
the
so
city.
fun.
I was literally reading this, imagining. I was putting myself in her shoes. I was like, oh wow.
When I was reading this, I was like, oh my God, I love
heavy
this.
breathing. Yeah, I was like,
This is such a good story.
it was so good. Now I want to go.
I'm
to
so
New
happy
York.
for you. That
Yeah.
sounds like a good time. Everyone should live the same life.
Everyone should take a solo trip to New York.
Yeah.
The only thing I was like, shit, my luck, I'd be getting in a car with a fine guy and he'd be fucking kidnapping me. Murdering me, yeah. But okay, so our next story isn't as long. It's just a little fun little fling this listener had.
Yeah.
The first time my fiance and I ever had a threesome was also my first time having sex with another girl. And it was absolutely mind-blowing. She showed up with a goodie bag complete with bed restraints and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. So we broke out our toy box and had the best time. We pinned her. I'm like,
She's getting hot again. She's like, oh.
We pinned her to the bed and, in quotes, tortured her for about 45 minutes. And the orgasms were endless. We never saw her again or talked to her after that. But I had post-threesome flashbacks for like a year.
Jesus.
And I think that's so fun. People get freaky.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, me too.
That she feels so safe with her partner that like they can do that together.
Right.
That's really cool.
And
Well,
I know a
that's
lot of
fiance
couples
now.
that do that and they're fine with it. Like they have fun.
It just depends on what you're
Jesus.
comple with and your boundaries.
Chava's
But that
like,
was
I could never.
Chava's like, do I want to do that?
Yeah, he's thinking.
Yeah, I'm really thinking about it. The answer is
How fun though.
Chava, you fucked your teacher, dude. Like I don't know how freaky
it's
you
crazy
want to
because when
get.
you think about it, it was almost 10 years ago. Almost.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
We got such good stories. We were only able to share 2 today,
Yeah.
but we're definitely gonna have
We're
to
gonna
share
save them.
for another episode. Yeah.
The rest of mine are mainly embarrassing.
I love that he's just. Do you just
Like, I don't care. Back to
He's
me.
like, anyway. Just completely disregard what Jenny said. Back to my story.
Oh,
we
sorry.
weren't talking
I'm
about
glad you caught on to that too.
Yeah,
was
I
like,
did.
Who's talking to this
I was
man?
just saying.
Like, okay, Chava.
I was just saying that that's the only good
Most
one
of
I
your
have.
stories are
Most of my stories are embarrassing.
Well,
bro.
you didn't tell
I feel
us
like
an
you've had
embarrassing
some.
one.
Yeah,
I
when you
told
broke your
you that
thumb.
when I showed up and it was dark and I just couldn't
Yeah.
get it up.
Well, that's not
Oh,
embarrassing
That
to
is
you.
very-
That's embarrassing
to you, but
What?
not a situation.
Oh.
Because she probably didn't know.
like, dude, I farted while giving a guy head. Like, what are you?
That is
How
very
embarrassing does it
That is
get?
embarrassing.
That's so embarrassing.
I get sad more than anything. But yeah, I'm sorry.
And that's why he's not going to hook up
And that's why
anymore.
he's
And that's why I'm just trying to
retired from
say.
the
Retiring,
hookup
yeah.
culture.
So if you're
He's
trying
not
to
a
get
hoe
this,
anymore.
sorry.
Like we said, if you want that D, you better want him to get on one knee.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Babies.
Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for
thanks
listening.
for tuning in. This was a fun
we're
little
done?
hookup episode. Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is
you
it.
left for half of the episode. Yeah, we're done.
And that's okay.
Oh shit. Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
Anyway, remember to rate us on Spotify
yeah.
and Apple Podcasts.
Leave a review there. We love
Yes.
those. That's our love language. Remember that?
reviews.
Reviews.
Yeah.
And
Good-
have
the
a
good
happy
ones.
Friday, you guys.
We'll see you next
Yeah,
week.
love
We
you. Bye.
Remember to wrap it up and protect it. Don't get an STD.
Don't spread STDs.
And we love you. Bye.
Bye.